Hello, I am PuffyQ, and this is my 100 days on the Riverlands farm type for Stardew Valley. I wanted to do a series where I do a 100 days run on every farm type since I was doing a series where I got perfections on all farm types, but that is on hold for now. This video is the only one of this series that will be in 2 parts though, since when I was recording for this one, OBS was giving me a hard time that delayed quite a bit of things with getting this video done properly. So this part will be for spring and summer, part 2 being for fall and winter. I also wanted to mention that the Stardew Valley community typically hates the 100 days videos actually stopping at the 100 day mark, so I will be running my full year for you all. Day 1, I gathered my parsnips and cleared out some debris so that I would be able to plant them. I tilled the ground and watered them all. Next, I gathered wood for a chest, threw everything into it, and went off to buy kale. I prefer kale over potatoes since they give more experience. After planting those, I was out of energy, so I foraged for the rest of the day, getting to level 1 foraging. Going back to the farm, I sold some of the forage, keeping what was needed for the community center and sleeping for the night. Day 2, I started with watering my crops, then got straight out to the beach for fishing. I bought the trainer's rod so I would be able to level up my fishing faster, also getting lucky with bubble spots, and catching some amazing treasure, sort of. After fishing all day, I made it to almost level 3 fishing and got 930 gold. Day 3, I fished the entire day, but this time in the mountains. I kept my community center fish I would be needing, selling the rest. I made it to level 3 and 4 fishing, making over 1000 gold this day. On day 4, while waiting for Willie's shop to open, I watered all of my crops. I wanted to buy a fiberglass rod so I could start using bait while fishing. Also hoping that I would be able to make back the gold I spent on this fishing rod so I could buy a large pack upgrade for the mines on day 5. I accepted the parsnip quest from Willie since mine would be done tomorrow. I got pancakes from this trash can, went to Willie's to get my new rod and some bait, and after fishing in the mountains, I sold all of my fish, which was horrible. I meant to wait until I picked the fisher profession at level 5, but oops. We still made 3,317 gold, but it could have been more, except I am not doing that math. Day 5, I got my cat and named him Snowbell after the Stuart Little Cat. I collected my parsnip harvest, saving 2 since I took the quest from Willie and needed one for the community center. I focused on farming wood for a coop today instead of going to the mines since our luck wasn't up. I delivered Willie his parsnip and planted some carrots. The parsnip harvest gave us level 1 farming, and after chopping trees for a coop, we got level 2 foraging as well, also making decent gold from the parsnips. On day 6, I triggered the community center cutscene, and I forgot to record it, but I bought my backpack upgrade as well. But afterwards, I went fishing for the rest of the day since no mining luck, getting level 6 fishing. Day 7 started with a kale harvest, and since it was raining, I fished for catfish and smoked the valuable ones I caught, getting level 7 fishing this day and tons of gold. Day 8 was a lucky day, so I picked my carrots and got into the mines. I only stayed to gather stone for a coop at first, but went right back after building it. I obtained the monster loot book and level 1 mining as well as level 1 combat. Day 9, I bought 20 kale and the rest of the seeds I would need for the community center. I took them home and planted them and went fishing for the rest of the day again. Day 10, I yet again fished all day, accidentally thinking that I forgot my fish smoker, so I ended up not smoking anything, getting to level 8 fishing. On day 11, Demetrius stopped by, gaining me the fruit bat cave. I went to the mines, getting an ancient seed as my first artifact, and while mining, I smoked my fish from the previous day. On day 12, I bought a nautilus shell from the traveling cart, hoping to get my community center done quickly. I headed over to Marnie's after, buying 4 chickens for the coop to fill it up. I also went to the mines, somehow finding 2 ancient seeds without noticing. I spent the rest of the day in the mines getting level 2 combat and smoking some more fish. On On day 3, I walked outside to see my bean pole had been eaten. Moving on, I prepped the ground for strawberries, watering all of my kale as well. I went at the egg festival, got my seeds planted, and put my hat on the snowbell. Day 14, I decided to upgrade my pickaxe to copper and get my ancient seeds donated, planting them so I could get a few harvests to pop into a seed maker for the greenhouse when I would unlock it. Also placing a scarecrow next to everything so I wouldn't lose any ancient seeds, which reminded me I needed to also buy a new beanpole before it was too late. Then I finished day 14 off with some fishing, getting level 3 foraging as well. Day 15, after petting my chickens, I got to level 2 farming, which was perfect for actually making mayo. Checking in on my cave, I noticed a giant harvest I had missed, including an apricot, perfect for the artisan bundle. I made a chest to start storing community center items as well since I was losing space elsewhere. I fished for the rest of the day, selling my fish and sleeping. On day 16, the kale harvest was ready, also storing away my potato for the community center. I harvested trees for wood so I could start up with making mayo machines, and after gathering enough, I crafted 3. I grabbed my copper pickaxe, then went fishing for the rest of the day, fishing up a diamond and making 4,000 gold this day. While petting the chickens on day 17, I got level 3 farming, also getting a few items donated to the community center. I fished again for the rest of the day, fishing up a fire quartz, which was super exciting, and getting level 9 fishing with tons of gold too. Day 18, I spent entirely in the mines, getting into the iron floors and level 3 mining. Day 19, I got a tiger trout from the community cart and getting level 3 combat. We were also making some decent mayo money. Day 20, I started planting kale, or at least tried, but I had plans on getting to level 6 farming by the time spring was over so I could have sprinklers for summer. I also remodeled a little, moving the coop and starting a silo. Day 21, the first strawberry harvest was ready, getting me to level 4 farming. I was hoping that one more harvest and all of the kale I bought would be enough. I bought another fish from the traveling cart because this one fish has ruined my entire runs before. I upgraded my axe to copper, going into the mines after, but I lost track of time and passed out in them. But I did leave with level 4 mining. Day 22, I set aside a cauliflower for the community center. Afterwards, I went into the mines to farm for ghost, looking to get gold ore as a drop, getting that and level 4 combat. Day 23, I unlocked the boiler room, donating the other items while being there. I bought some salads for much more energy, picking up my copper axe while in town. I spent the day in the mines getting supply ready for my bundle. Day 24, I started by gathering all of the items needed for the boiler room bundle so I could repair the mine carts. This is why I was so hyped for the fire quartz being fished up. I completed this bundle and the spring crops bundle too. I headed to the mines after, looking to get on the gold level so I could start gathering supply for sprinklers. I found a mushroom level, getting a purple mushroom and level 4 foraging. Finishing off this night with the Junimos fixing up the mine carts, also getting level 5 mining, choosing the miner profession. Day 25, a crow ate a part of my kale for the level grind, but I did get an orange and an apple from the fruit bats. I started placing more items for the museum and community center into my chest, harvesting my strawberries after and getting level 5 farming, going to the mines and almost getting to floor 100, but it was getting too late. I picked tiller for my level 5 farming and fighter for my level 5 combat. Day 26 started with even more kale lost to the crows, but thankfully the harvest was just done and ready. Harvesting it got me almost to level 6. Grabbing the chickens put me right where I needed to be just in time for summer. I went and sold all of my crops to Pierre, clearing out these logs for some forage experience and also planning for where my summer crops would be going, and getting level 5 foraging. Day 27 and 28 I used for farming trees, trying to level up my foraging and get level 6 for lightning rods, thus ending the spring season. I reviewed my to-do list and bought summer crops I would be needing. I also upgraded my axe into iron so I could start getting hardwood. Continuing my to-do list, I started the barn construction, placing it across from the coop, also planting my apple tree next to it, finishing this day with planting the rest of everything else. Day 30, I went to Willie's to get myself an iridium rod, and so I might have forgotten to record for the rest of the day, but I still took notes on what I did. I caught some fish for the community center, took a quest to find rock crabs, and unlocked the railroads. Day 31, I repaired this bridge, getting level 6 foraging. I went to the mines for the rest of the day, getting to floor 100, but I saved the star drop for later in case a day where I needed energy came up, also getting level 6 mining. Day 32 was another mining day, but first 4 cows were added to the barn. I picked up my axe and got to floor 120 in the mines, getting the skull key and unlocking the skull caverns. Day 33, I headed over to the secret woods, getting fiddlehead fern for the community center and harvesting the stumps. I went back to the mines, farming for iron, but accidentally lost the time and fell asleep right where I stood, but I did get level 6 combat. Day 34, I started making lightning rods because there was a thunderstorm set to happen for the next day. Pepper for the community center and urchin was found. Perfect for the bait maker, which I used for super cucumbers, smoking them for 930 gold each. Day 35, fishing community center items were delivered. Then I started fishing for the vault bundle, going for super cucumbers, but I ended up catching the crimson fish and of course smoking it. I needed the gold, and gold did I make this day. Day 36 brought tons of battery packs, really good for crystallariums. I ended up in the mines getting a prismatic shard from a bat. I stayed in the mines while waiting for 6 p.m. since that's when super cucumbers would come along. So I finished this day with more fishing and smoking fish. Also fishing up a dino egg. Level 7 mining was achieved as well. Day 37, I started farming up bomb materials for when a skull cavern run would come along. I began mining every day while waiting for super cucumbers at 6 p.m. Super cucumbers getting me even more gold for my vault bundle. Day 38, I went to Marnie's to buy a milk pail since I had forgotten to when I first bought the cows to begin with. Also, really quickly going to mention this, but my OBS decided it was unhappy and started doing a little bit of silly flashing stuff. So to avoid the parts of the recording that were most affected, I'm going to summarize those days with my handy little PNGs here. After getting my pail, I crafted some cheese machines. Also made a visit to Robin to request a coop upgrade for the dino egg to have an incubator. Finishing up this day with farming gold for bombs and mining levels. Day 39 was spent entirely in the mines again, going for the same goal. I got to level 8 mining, unlocking mega bombs and level 7 combat. Day 40, I purchased a cherry from the community center and spent the rest of it fishing, getting tons more gold on this day. Day 41, we got an ancient fruit harvest and our melons were done as well. I got the quality melons and a regular for the needed bundles, plus level 7 farming. Coop upgrade was done, so I popped in the dino egg, and after I went to Pierre's to buy more melon seeds. I donated 25,000 to the vault bundle just to get my crystallarium so I could start farming jades for staircase trading. Going back home to plant all of my melons, popping the jade into the crystallarium, and planting oak trees for some oak resin. I tapped the maple trees that I had, finishing the day with fishing and riches. Day 42, I crafted some bombs for when the skull cabin run would come up. Got a massive blueberry harvest, keeping one for the bundle. I also got a lot of items from the traveling cart, specifically for the animal bundle. I spent the rest of the day in the mines for more skull cabin preparations. Day 43, the chest for my community center items was getting too full, so I did a quick run to fill in some bundles and clear some space. I carried on to collect some wood since I needed level 7 foraging for tree fertilizer. I achieved level 7, finishing the day with a quick mining trip. Day 44, I finished up the vault room entirely, getting the bus repaired. I also started to fish for the wood skip to finish off the fishing room, then finished the day off with more fishing. The Junimos fixed up the bus and I achieved level 10. Day 45 is where quite a bit of the silly recording issue started, but I started barn upgrades to work towards getting pigged for truffles, since I would be needing one for the chef bundle. I tried getting a pufferfish, but had no luck, so I went super cucumber fishing for the rest of the day. Day 46 was my green rain day, so I got tons of wood and fiber, of course. I used fiber to make tree fertilizer, putting it on my oak trees. I also sold my super cucumbers, getting tons of gold today. On day 47, I forgot to record entirely, but I got a shrimp and eggplant from the traveling cart and spent the other half of the day in the mines for levels. Day 48 was another community center haul, finally caught my pufferfish and then fished for even more super cucumbers. Day 49, I got a pomegranate from the bat cave, then headed to the desert to trade my jades for stairs. I caught and smoked pufferfish until super cucumber time, ending the day with fishing and level 8 farming. Day 50 was another blueberry harvest. I went to Robin's to buy a few crafting recipes, including the big chest because I was running low on space. While here, I went ahead and bought wood for the house upgrade, went mining and got level 9, an ancient seed, and getting the cutscene from mystery boxes now being available. Day 51, I did a skull cabin run, died, reset the day, I prepped again, doing a very successful run this time. While exploding iridium, I got a prismatic shard, which happened quite a few more times. I stayed until the point of passing out to maximize the run, which you'll see was absolutely worth it. I got level 8 combat and level 10 mining, choosing Prospector. Day 52, I started looking at the actual haul, which was so good for not being the best lucky day I could have gotten. I started organizing everything into the mining chest, rearranging tons. I got 10 gold from Mr. Key for getting to floor 25 in the skull cavern. Picked up my hoe, and when I got back, I noticed I had lost an ancient fruit to the light thing. Trying to move on, I spent the rest of the day farming for coal. Day 53, the house upgrade was done, and so was the melon harvest. I started moving sprinklers around for a fall crop layout too. I crafted a couple of crystallariums for more jades, also making a few more furnaces. I went to Robin's to buy some wood for a barn upgrade, ready to buy a pig for the community center. The baby dino was also finally here, looking cute as ever. I did another community center run, kegged a fruit for 1 for the enchanters bundle, and made copper for oak tree taps. Day 54, I collected oak resin and tapped a few more oak trees. I collected the last blueberry harvest of the season and went out to the secret woods to farm hardwood for boat repairs. I planted some hardwood trees, fertilizing them as well. On day 55, I bought a pig and got level 9 farming, starting to decorate the coop area as well. And for the rest of the day, I went into the mines and did more coal farming, also looking to get the burglar ring done soon. On day 56, I visited the traveling cart and got a duck feather, as well as cleared the secret wood since I was in the area. I bought more stone for crystallariums and spent the rest of the day planning for more fall crops, especially pumpkins. Fall is now here, so that marks the end of this video for now. Part 2 will be out in the middle of June, where I have many more plans for this save. I am of course trying to make it all the way into Ginger Island territory, which I am confident that I can make it as long as I don't forget to grab anything for the community center. Fall will be where tons more of the kegs come in, much more profits that aren't just purely fishing trips, and this is honestly my favorite part of the game, where I can ditch relying on fishing to be my best moneymaker, because even though I have no problem with fishing the fish themselves, it is absolutely the hardest thing for me to stand there and mindlessly fish. But thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoy it and come back to see the part 2. Toodles!